The Stranger in My Bed. Chapter 1. The Phone. I find the phone on a Tuesday morning, buried in a box of Christmas decorations I'm pulling from the attic. It's not supposed to be there. The box is labelled Ornaments Fragile in my handwriting from 2 years ago when we moved into this house. Inside should be glass baubles, tangled lights, and the ceramic angel my grandmother gave me. Instead, wedged between layers of tissue paper, I find a cheap burner phone. Black plastic, cracked screen, the kind you buy at gas stations with cash. The kind you use when you don't want to be traced. My husband, David, is at work. Our daughter, Emma, is at kindergarten. I'm alone in our pristine suburban kitchen, holding a phone that shouldn't exist, feeling my perfect life start to crack around the edges. I should put it back. Forget I saw it. Trust my husband of 7 years, the man who brings me coffee in bed every Sunday, who coaches Emma's soccer team, who still kisses me goodbye every morning like we're newlyweds. I should, but I don't. I press the power button. The phone is dead. Of course it is. Buried in a box for 2 years. Battery drained, secrets safely locked away. I find the charger in our junk drawer, universal fit, bought for emergencies. Plug in the phone. Wait. The screen flickers to life. No password. No lock screen. Just a basic menu. Calls. Messages. Photos. The phone has been wiped except for one folder. One single folder labelled Do Not Open. My hands shake as I tap it. Inside are text messages, hundreds of them, all from a contact saved as M. The first message is dated 3 years ago, before Emma was born, before we bought this house, when I still believed I knew everything about my husband. I miss you. When can I see you again? David's response. Soon. I promise she doesn't suspect anything. He's talking about me. I scroll through months of messages, sweet nothings, logistics, plans to meet, always careful, always coded. The usual place. Same time. Can't wait to hold you. My chest tightens. This can't be real. David wouldn't cheat. He's devoted, faithful, my rock. Except, here's the evidence. Months of an affair, carefully documented, hidden in a box of Christmas decorations, like a confession waiting to be found. I keep scrolling. The messages get more intense, more desperate. I love you. You know I love you. I love you too, more than I've ever loved anyone. Not me. He's saying it to M, to this stranger who's been in my marriage, in my bed, in my life without my knowledge. Then the messages stop, abruptly. The last one is dated 2 years ago, October 15th, the day before we moved into this house. I'm sorry. I can't do this anymore. She's pregnant. I have to try. M's response. You're making a mistake. You'll regret this. David. I already do. And that's it. End of messages. End of affair. Beginning of the life I thought I knew. But if it ended 2 years ago, why keep the phone? Why hide it instead of destroying it? Why risk me finding it? Unless it didn't end. I navigate to photos. The folder is empty except for 3 images, all from 2 years ago. All of the same person. A woman, blonde, beautiful, maybe 30, maybe younger. She's smiling at the camera in the first photo. At David's camera, I realise. At my husband taking pictures of his mistress. The second photo shows her pregnant. Very pregnant. 8 months, maybe 9. Hand on her belly, protective, maternal. The third photo stops my heart. It's a baby, newborn, red-faced, swaddled in hospital blankets. And there, in the background, partially cropped out but unmistakable, David's hand on the woman's shoulder. The date stamp on the photo, October 20th. 2 years ago, 5 days after the last text message, 5 days after David told her he couldn't do this anymore. Emma was born March 3rd, 5 months later, which means when this baby was born, when David was at that hospital with his mistress, I was 4 months pregnant with his legitimate child. I'm going to be sick. I run to the bathroom, kneel over the toilet, dry heave. Nothing comes up. I haven't eaten breakfast, haven't eaten since dinner last night when David held my hand across the table and told me I was beautiful, while his other child, his secret child, exists somewhere in this city, maybe this neighbourhood, maybe close enough to drive past every day without knowing. I sit on the bathroom floor, phone still clutched in my hand, trying to process. David has another child, a child he's never mentioned, a child I didn't know existed, with a woman whose name I don't even know, just M. Did he see the baby after that hospital photo? Does he pay child support? Send birthday cards? Have secret visits while I think he's at the office? Or did he really end it? Walk away from his own child to save our marriage? I don't know which possibility is worse. My phone, my actual phone, buzzes in my pocket. Text from David. Running late tonight. Client meeting went long. Should be home by 7. Love you. Love you. 2 words he said 1,000 times. 2 words that suddenly mean nothing. I type back, okay, see you then. Short, neutral, betraying nothing. Because I need time. Time to think, to plan, to figure out what the hell I'm going to do with this information. I could confront him now. Call him, demand answers, blow up his work day and our marriage in one explosive conversation. Or I could dig deeper. Find out who M is. Find out if there's more he's hiding. Find out the full extent of the lies before I decide how to destroy him. I choose the second option. I unplug the burner phone, slip it into my purse, and go to pick up Emma from kindergarten, like nothing has changed. But everything has changed. The man I married is a stranger, and I'm going to find out who he really is. Chapter 2. The Investigation. Emma chatters the whole drive home from kindergarten. Something about finger painting and a boy named Tyler who ate paste. I make appropriate sounds. Really? That's nice, sweetie. While my brain spins through possibilities. Who is M? The obvious answer, someone David worked with. He's a financial advisor, travels for client meetings, has plenty of opportunities to maintain a double life. But the messages didn't read like a workplace affair. Too intimate, too consuming. A friend, neighbour, someone from his past. I need more information. After settling Emma with a snack and cartoons, I lock myself in the home office. David's office, technically. He handles our finances, our taxes, our lives. I've always been grateful for that. One less thing to worry about. Now I realise what I've really been, willfully blind. I boot up his desktop computer. No password. Because why would there be? I'm his wife. He trusts me. Or rather, he trusts that I'll never think to look. His email is open in one tab. Work account, mostly client correspondence and meeting requests. Nothing suspicious. I search for M, but get hundreds of irrelevant results. 2 common a letter. I try variations. Maria, Michelle, Melissa, Margaret. Nothing stands out. His browser history is clean. 2 clean. Deleted regularly, which itself is suspicious. Who deletes browser history unless they're hiding something? I check bank statements next. Our joint checking account shows normal expenses. Mortgage, utilities, groceries, Emma's preschool. Nothing unusual. But then I notice something. Every month, like clockwork, there's a transfer to a separate savings account. $2,000, always on the 15th. I've seen these transfers before, assumed they were our long-term savings. David handles the finances. I trusted him. I log into the savings account. The balance is $47,000. High, but not crazy, for two working professionals saving for a decade. Except when I look at the transaction history, the money doesn't just sit there. Every few months there are large withdrawals. $5,000, $8,000, sometimes more, always in cash, always with no explanation. The most recent withdrawal, 3 weeks ago, $10,000. Where is this money going? Child support wouldn't require cash. That would be trackable, legal, above board. So either David is paying his mistress under the table, or there's something else going on. Something worse. My phone buzzes. Text from my best friend, Lauren. Coffee tomorrow? Feel like I haven't seen you in forever. I stare at the message. Lauren has known me since college, knows David almost as well as I do, was maid of honour at our wedding, godmother to Emma. Should I tell her? Confide in someone before I confront David? Or is she part of this somehow? Did she know? Has she been keeping his secrets? Paranoia creeps in. Who can I trust if I can't trust my own husband? I text back, can't, tomorrow, rain check. I'll figure out who to tell after I know what I'm telling them. Back to the computer. I open David's photo albums, scan through years of family pictures, birthday parties, vacations, holidays, all featuring me and Emma, all looking perfectly normal. But then I find a folder buried in the archives, labelled Portland Sept 2022. David went to Portland 2 years ago for a financial conference. 3 days. I remember because Emma was teething and I was exhausted managing her alone. He called every night, asked how we were doing, promised he'd be home soon. I believed him, missed him, counted down the hours. Except when I open the folder, there are no conference photos, no networking dinners or boring panel discussions, just cityscapes, restaurants, coffee shops I don't recognise, and one photo, quickly taken, partially blurred, of a blonde woman walking ahead of him on a street. Same woman from the burner phone. M. He lied. There was no conference. Or if there was, he wasn't there for work. He was there for her. I'm about to close the folder when I notice something else. A screenshot. Looks like it was taken accidentally. Maybe a pocket dial while he was texting. The message is to M. I wish I could stay longer. Leaving you gets harder every time. Sometimes I think about what life would be like if I'd met you first, if things were different. Her response, they could still be different. You could choose this. Choose us. Him. It's not that simple. Sarah would be destroyed, and Emma needs her father. Her. And what about our baby? Doesn't he need his father too? The timestamp, September 20th, 2022. The same day as his mother's birthday. The day I called her, made excuses for why David hadn't called yet. He was with Em planning a future with her, while I sat at home with our teething daughter, trusting him completely. I closed the computer. Can't look anymore. Can't process the depth of the betrayal. My chest feels tight. Can't breathe right. Is this a panic attack? I've never had one before, but this feels like what people describe. Heart racing, vision blurring, walls closing in. I force myself to breathe. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Count to 4. Again. Again. Slowly, the panic recedes. Emma wanders into the office, clutching her stuffed rabbit. Mommy, I'm hungry. Can I have a cookie? I close the computer, plaster on a smile. Sure, baby. Let's get you a snack. Normal. I have to be normal. For Emma, for myself, until I figure out what to do. I'm making peanut butter sandwiches when I hear David's car in the driveway. He's early. It's only 5:30. My heart rate spikes. I'm not ready. Haven't decided what to say, how to play this. The door opens. Hey, I'm home! Too cheerful, too normal, like he didn't spend years living a double life. Emma runs to him. Daddy! He scoops her up, spins her around. She giggles. He's a good father. I've always thought that. Present, engaged, loving. But was he also a father to another child? Does that child call him daddy too? Hey, you, David says, setting Emma down and walking to me. He kisses my cheek. I don't pull away, but I don't lean in either. He doesn't notice. How was your day? Fine. Uneventful. Liar. I'm becoming a liar too. Maybe that's what marriage does. Turns you into the person you're married to. I picked up Thai food on the way home. Thought we could have an easy dinner. He sets takeout containers on the counter. Pad Thai, green curry, my favourites. Is this guilt or just Tuesday? We eat, make small talk. Emma tells David about Tyler and the paste. He laughs, looks at me with that smile I fell in love with 9 years ago. The smile that made me say yes when he proposed on a beach in Mexico. The smile I've trusted for nearly a decade. You know what I was thinking about today? He says suddenly. What? Our first date, remember? That Italian place in downtown? You ordered the carbonara and insisted on splitting the bill even though I invited you. I remember. I was nervous, trying to seem independent and capable. He thought it was charming. I remember, I say quietly. I knew that night I was going to marry you. Sounds cheesy, but it's true. You were so different from anyone I'd ever dated. Smart, funny, didn't need me to impress you. You just saw me, the real me. The irony is suffocating. He thinks I saw the real him, but I didn't. I saw the version he wanted me to see. Why are you telling me this? I ask. He shrugs, looking almost sheepish. I don't know. Sometimes I worry I don't tell you enough. How much you mean to me. How lucky I am. Is he serious? Or is this some twisted confession wrapped in sentiment? Is he trying to ease his guilt by pretending everything is perfect? That's nice, I manage, voice flat. He notices this time. You okay? You seem off? Just tired. You've been saying that a lot lately. Because I am tired. Emma's been having nightmares. I'm up with her half the night. It's a lie. Emma sleeps fine. But David doesn't know that because he sleeps through everything. Maybe I should take a night shift, he offers. Give you a break. That would be nice. But we both know he won't. He'll offer, feel good about offering, then forget by tomorrow. After dinner, he does the dishes while I put Emma to bed. Bedtime stories, lullabies, the routine we've perfected over 5 years of parenting. Emma falls asleep holding my hand, innocent and perfect and unaware that her father is a fraud. When I return to the living room, David is on the couch watching TV. Some action movie I don't recognise. I sit next to him, leaving space between us. He doesn't notice, or pretends not to. David? Yeah? Do you ever think about the choices we've made? About how our lives could have been different? He mutes the TV, turns to me. What do you mean? I mean, do you have regrets? Things you wish you'd done differently? He's quiet for a long moment. I watch his face, looking for tells. Guilt, fear, anything. Everyone has regrets, he says finally. But if I'd made different choices, I wouldn't have you. Wouldn't have Emma. So, no, I don't regret the path that led me here. Perfect answer. Meaningless and perfect. What about you? He asks. Do you have regrets? I'm starting to. He laughs, thinks I'm joking. Come on, what could you possibly regret? Trusting people? The smile fades. That's dark. What brought this on? Nothing. Forget it. I'm just tired. You keep saying that. Because it keeps being true. Tension hangs between us. He wants to push, to dig deeper, but he's also relieved I'm not. Because if I push, he'll have to lie. And maybe some part of him is tired of lying too. I'm going to bed, I say, standing. It's only 8. Like I said, tired. Want company? The thought makes my skin crawl. I really need to sleep. Maybe just let me have the bed tonight? Something flashes across his face. Hurt? Relief? Sure, I'll stay down here for a while. Watch the rest of the movie. Okay. I go upstairs, lock the bedroom door, and sit on the edge of the bed with the burner phone in my hands. Tomorrow I'll find M. Tomorrow I'll learn the full truth. Tomorrow I'll decide what to do with my shattered life. Tonight, I just have to survive sleeping in a house with a man I no longer know. Chapter 3. The Discovery. I wait until David's breathing slows in the guest room, until I'm certain he's asleep. Then, I slip out of bed, burn a phone in hand, and lock myself in the bathroom. I need a name. A full name. Something more than M. I open the text messages again, read them more carefully this time, looking for any identifying detail I missed. Most are vague, but there's one thread from 3 years ago where they were making plans. Meet me at Rosewood Park, the bench by the fountain. You know the one. That's specific. A park. Not just any park, but one they both knew. One with significance. I Google Rosewood Park, Portland. 3 results. All in different neighbourhoods. Could be any of them. I keep reading. Can you pick up more of that lavender lotion? The one from that shop near your apartment? Lavender lotion. Organic shop. Portland has dozens, but it's another piece. Then I find it, buried in messages from 18 months ago, a moment where David slipped. I'm so sorry about your mom, Madison. I know how close you were. I wish I could be there for the funeral. Madison. Her name is Madison. I search the other messages with new context. Find one from 2 years ago where he calls her Maddie, another where she signs off M. Harper. Madison Harper. I have a name. I open Facebook on my phone, search Madison Harper Portland. The results flood the screen, dozens of Madison Harpers, but only one around the right age living in Portland with blonde hair. Madison Harper, 31, works as a pediatric nurse at Providence Portland Medical Center, graduated from Oregon Health and Science University. Originally from Bend, Oregon. Her profile is mostly private, but her profile picture is public. It's her, the woman from the photos. Slightly older now, hair pulled back, wearing scrubs. But unmistakably her. She's beautiful. That's my first thought. Objectively, undeniably beautiful. Bright smile, warm eyes, the kind of woman who probably makes patients feel safe. The kind of woman my husband fell in love with while married to me. I scroll through what little I can see. A few public posts about her work, appreciation posts from patients' families, fundraisers for the children's ward. She seems nice, good even. I hate her. But more than that, I hate that I can see why David was attracted to her. She's not just beautiful. She's kind, caring, the type of person you root for. Except she slept with my husband, had his child, destroyed my marriage from the inside out while I was oblivious. I keep scrolling, find a post from 2 years ago, a birth announcement, but it's shared from someone else's page. Congratulations to my amazing daughter Madison on the birth of my beautiful grandson Carter. Can't wait to watch this little one grow. So proud of you, sweetheart. New grandma, shush blessed beyond measure. Carter. The baby's name is Carter, and he's a boy. David has a son. I click through to the grandmother's profile. Diane Harper, Madison's mother. Her page is more public. Photos of Carter at various stages. 6 months, 1 year, 18 months. Recent photos from a few months ago showing a toddler with dark hair and David's eyes. Oh God, he has David's eyes. Same deep brown, same shape. Anyone who knows David would recognize those eyes. Does Madison live in fear that someone will notice? Or does she stay far enough from our world that it doesn't matter? There's a knock on the bathroom door. I nearly dropped the phone. Sarah, you okay in there? David's voice sleepy and concerned. Yeah, fine, just stomach thing. You've been in there a while. Want me to get you something? No, I'm fine. Go back to sleep. Silence. Then footsteps retreating. I wait 5 minutes, then slip back to the bedroom. David's door is closed. I climb into bed, hide the phone under my pillow, and lie awake staring at the ceiling. Carter. Emma has a half-brother named Carter, and she doesn't even know it. Does Madison tell him about his father? Show him photos? Or does Carter grow up believing he doesn't have a dad? And the money. Those cash withdrawals. Is David sending it to her, trying to help without admitting paternity? Or is he paying her to stay quiet? Morning comes too fast. David's alarm goes off at 6 a.m. I pretend to be asleep as he showers, dresses, makes coffee. He comes to the bedroom door, hesitates, then leaves without saying goodbye. The front door closes. His car starts, drives away. I wait 10 minutes, then get up. I need to see Madison, need to look her in the eyes and understand who she is beyond a profile picture and text messages. I drop Emma at kindergarten, then call in sick to work. I'm a graphic designer, work from home mostly, have the flexibility to take a day when needed. Today, I need it. I drive to Providence Portland Medical Center. The hospital is large, sprawling, intimidating. I park in visitor parking, walk through the main entrance like I belong here, follow signs to the pediatric ward. There's a nurse's station in the center of the floor. 3 women in scrubs, chatting and reviewing charts. One of them is Madison. She looks different than her photos. Tired. Older. Her blonde hair is pulled back in a ponytail, her scrubs are wrinkled, and there are dark circles under her eyes that makeup can't quite hide. But she's still beautiful, still radiating that warmth that probably makes sick children feel safe. I stand there, frozen, watching her work. She smiles at a colleague, writes something on a chart, laughs at something someone says. She looks normal, happy even, like someone who's moved on with her life, or like someone who's gotten very good at pretending. She walks toward a patient room and I find myself following. Not thinking, just moving. She enters. I wait outside, listening. Hey, sweetie, how are we feeling today? Her voice is soft, gentle. Your mum tells me you ate some breakfast. That's great. Are you ready for your medicine? A child's voice weak. Will it hurt? Not even a little bit, I promise. And after, maybe we can read another chapter of that book you like? The one with the dragon? That's the one? I hear her moving around the room, talking softly, keeping the child calm and distracted. She's good at this. Really good. Natural. David fell in love with this. Not just her looks, but her kindness, her capacity to care. I feel a stab of something I don't want to name. Not quite jealousy. More like recognition. I used to be like that. Before Emma, before mortgage stress and career pressure and the slow erosion of who I thought I was. I used to be warm and open and full of light. When did I stop? Madison emerges from the room, nearly collides with me. Oh, sorry, I didn't see... She stops. Our eyes meet. For a second, there's nothing. Just 2 strangers in a hospital hallway. Then recognition flashes across her face. Not of me, specifically, but of something. A familiarity she can't place. The way David's eyes show in her son. The way photos of me might have been burned into her memory during the affair. Can I help you? She asks, professional but guarded. I should leave, should turn around and walk away before I do something I regret. Instead, I hear myself say, Are you Madison Harper? Her expression shifts. War in S now. Fear creeping in. Yes. Do I know you? No. But I think you know my husband. The colour drains from her face. Her hand grips the edge of the nurse's station. I don't know what you're talking about. David Cross. I'm his wife. She takes a step back, glances at her colleagues, who are now watching our conversation with interest. Can we talk somewhere private? That's what I was hoping. She leads me to a break room down the hall, closes the door behind us, leans against it like she might need to escape. We stand there, two women whose lives have collided through the same man, neither knowing how to begin. Finally, Madison speaks. How did you find me? Does it matter? I guess not. She crosses her arms defensive, protecting herself. What do you want? The truth, all of it. How long were you together? Is he still seeing you? Does he support his son? His son? Madison laughs, but it's bitter, broken. Carter isn't his son, not according to David. What? He walked away 2 years ago when I was 8 months pregnant, said he couldn't do it, couldn't leave you, that it was a mistake, that he regretted everything. I begged him to stay, to at least meet his child, but he refused, blocked my number, cut me off completely. My brain tries to process this, but I found photos of you pregnant, of the baby. David was there at the hospital. He came once, her voice cracks, held Carter for maybe 10 minutes, took those photos like he was documenting something for himself, then left, said he couldn't be part of our lives, that it was too complicated, that you were pregnant too and Emma needed him more. And you just let him go. Tears well in her eyes. She wipes them away angrily. What choice did I have? I loved him. God help me, I loved him so much. He told me he was going to leave you, that you two were already falling apart, that the marriage was over and everything but paperwork. He said once the divorce was finalised, we'd be a family. I believed him. He was lying. Obviously. She slides down the door, sits on the floor like her legs won't hold her anymore. I was stupid. He was married. I knew that going in. But I thought I was different, that what we had was real. He made me feel like I was the only person who really understood him. Like you didn't get him the way I did. The words sting because I've thought the same thing in reverse. That maybe I didn't understand David as well as I thought. When did it start? I ask, sitting across from her. 3.5 years ago. He was in Portland for a conference. We met at a coffee shop. He was charming, funny, easy to talk to. We exchanged numbers. I didn't know he was married at first. He didn't wear a ring, didn't mention you. By the time I found out, I was already in too deep. How long before he told you about me? 2 months. We'd been seeing each other every time he came to Portland. Then, one night, he just broke down. Said he had a wife, that things were complicated, that he didn't mean for any of this to happen. I should have ended it right there. But he was crying, telling me he'd never felt this way about anyone, that he couldn't lose me. So, you stayed? I stayed. And for a year it was... God, it was amazing. He flew out every few weeks. We'd spend weekends together, make plans, talk about the future. He said you two were going through the motions, that you hadn't been happy in years, that he was going to ask for a divorce after the holidays. But he didn't. No, the holidays came and went. Then he said he'd do it in the spring. Then summer. Always another excuse, another delay. But I believed him. I thought he just needed time to figure out how to tell you. Then you got pregnant. She nods, tears flowing freely now. Accident. We were careful, but things happen. When I told him, I thought it would finally push him to make a choice, to commit to us. Instead, he panicked, said it was too soon, too complicated, that he needed to think. 2 weeks later, he told me you were pregnant too, that it happened around the same time, that he couldn't leave you now. My heart breaks for her, and for myself. 2 women, pregnant by the same man, both believing they had his love and commitment. Did he ask you to terminate? Not directly, but he implied it, said maybe it wasn't the right time, that we could try again later after things settled. I refused. This was my baby. I wasn't giving that up, even for him. What happened after Carter was born? He visited once, came to the hospital like I told you, held him for a few minutes, looked terrified the whole time. Then he said he couldn't do it. That seeing Carter made it too real, too painful, that he had to focus on his legitimate family. She spits the word like poison. Legitimate. Like Carter was somehow less real because his parents weren't married. I'm sorry, I whisper. I didn't know any of it. Of course you didn't. Why would he tell you? She stands, wipes her face, tries to pull herself together. Look, I don't want to cause problems for you. I moved on. I'm raising Carter alone. We're okay. We don't need David. But she's lying. I can see it in her exhausted eyes, in her worn scrubs, in the weight she carries alone. How old is Carter now? I ask. 2. Just turned 2 last month. Same age gap as him and Emma. 5 months. 2 children from the same father, growing up in separate worlds, never knowing each other exists. Can I see him? A photo, I mean? Madison hesitates, then pulls out her phone. Shows me her lock screen. A toddler with dark hair and David's unmistakable eyes, smiling at the camera, holding a toy truck. He looks like Emma. Same nose, same smile. Brother and sister who will never know each other. He's beautiful, I whisper. He is. Madison locks her phone, slips it back into her pocket. Look, I need to get back to work. Was there anything else? I stand. I don't know. I'm still processing all of this. Yeah, well, welcome to the club. She moves toward the door, then stops, turns back. For what it's worth, I really thought he loved me. I know that probably doesn't matter to you, but I wasn't trying to break up your marriage. I genuinely believed it was already broken. It was, I hear myself say. I just didn't know it yet. She nods, understanding in her eyes. I'm sorry for all of it. I know I'm not blameless, but I never wanted to hurt you. I know. She leaves. I stand alone in the break room, holding the pieces of my shattered marriage, trying to figure out what comes next. Chapter 4. The Weight of Truth. I don't go home. Can't face the house, the memories, the life that now feels like an elaborate stage set. Instead, I drive. No destination, just movement. Through suburbs and city streets, past the park where I used to take Emma, past the restaurant where David proposed. Everything looks different now, tainted by lies I didn't know existed. My phone rings. David. I stare at it, watching it buzz in my hand. I answer. Hey, I say, keeping my voice neutral. Hey, yourself. How's your day? Terrible. Devastating, life-altering. Fine. Quiet. Good. Listen, I'm going to be late again tonight. This client portfolio is a mess. Might not be home until 9. Is he lying? Is there really a client? Or is this just another excuse, another carefully constructed alibi? Okay. Pause. You sound off. Everything all right? Yeah, just tired. You keep saying that. Maybe you should see a doctor. Get your iron levels checked or something. The concern in his voice sounds genuine. Maybe it is genuine. Maybe he really does care about me while simultaneously destroying our marriage. People are complicated like that. I'll think about it, I say. Good. I worry about you. Another pause. I love you, Sarah. You know that, right? Do I? Did I ever really know that? Yeah, I know. Okay, I'll try not to be too late. Love you. He hangs up before I can respond. I pull over into a coffee shop parking lot, rest my head against the steering wheel. My hands are shaking. My breath comes in short gasps. I need to think, need to figure out what I want before I confront him. Because confrontation is inevitable now. I can't unknow what I know. Can't pretend I didn't find that phone, didn't track down Madison, didn't see proof of David's other child. But what do I want the outcome to be? Divorce? The easy answer. He betrayed me, abandoned his son, lied for years. Any reasonable person would end the marriage. But Emma, she loves her father, adores him. A divorce would shatter her world. Is it fair to break her heart because David broke mine? And despite everything, despite the lies and betrayal, some small, treacherous part of me still loves him. Still remembers the man I married. The man who held me when my mother died, who stayed up all night with newborn Emma so I could sleep, who knows exactly how I like my coffee and brings it to me without being asked. Was that man real? Or was he always a performance? I don't know anymore. My phone buzzes. Text from Lauren. Okay, seriously, are you avoiding me? What's going on? Lauren, my best friend since college, my maid of honor, Emma's godmother. I need to tell someone. Need to say this all out loud before it consumes me. I text back. Can you meet me? Now? It's important. Her response is immediate. Where? Our old spot. You know the one. Be there in 20. Our old spot is a small park near campus where we used to study together in college, where we drink terrible wine from plastic cups and complain about exams and boys and life. We haven't been there in years. Lauren arrives exactly 20 minutes later. One look at my face and she knows something is catastrophically wrong. What happened? She asks, sitting beside me on the bench. I tell her everything. The phone, the messages, Madison, Carter, the photos, the lies spanning years. All of it spills out in a frantic stream of words I can't control. Lauren listens without interrupting. When I finish, she's pale. Holy shit, she whispers. Yeah. David? Our David? The guy who cried at your wedding? Apparently. She's quiet for a long moment, processing. What are you going to do? I don't know. That's why I called you. I need someone to tell me what to do because I can't think straight anymore. What do you want to do? Forget what you should do. What do you want? Good question. What do I want? Part of me wants to burn his life to the ground, I admit. Expose everything. Make him pay for what he did to me. To Madison, to those kids. And the other part? The other part wants to pretend I never found that phone. Go back to yesterday when I was ignorant and moderately happy. But you can't do that. No, I can't. Lauren takes my hand. Sarah, listen to me. This isn't your fault. Whatever you decide, divorce, counselling, temporary separation, none of this is your fault. David made these choices. You didn't. I keep thinking I must have missed signs, that I was willfully blind. Maybe you were, or maybe he's just really good at lying. Either way, you're not responsible for his affair or his choices. But Emma will be okay. Kids are resilient, and staying in a broken marriage for the kids just teaches them that lying and betrayal are acceptable. She's right. I know she's right. There's something else, I say quietly. What? Madison. She's struggling, raising Carter alone, barely making ends meet. And David is living comfortably with us, pretending none of it happened. So that's not fair. Carter is innocent in this. He deserves better. Lauren studies my face. What are you thinking? I'm thinking David needs to step up, support his son, be a father to both his children. And you'd be okay with that? With Emma knowing she has a half-brother? I don't know if I'd be okay with it, but it's the right thing to do. What about the money? Joint assets? Savings? If he's paying child support, then we split everything and he pays support from his half. I don't want Madison's child to suffer because David's a coward. Lauren squeezes my hand. You're a better person than most people would be in this situation. I don't feel like a better person. I feel angry and betrayed and exhausted. You're allowed to feel all of that, but deciding to help that kid? That takes strength most people don't have. I lean against her shoulder, let myself be weak for a moment. I don't want my marriage to end. I don't want Emma to have divorced parents. I don't want any of this. I know. But I can't stay with someone who could abandon his own child. That's not the man I thought I married. Then, you know what you have to do? Yeah, I do. We sit in silence for a while, watching clouds move across the sky, postponing the inevitable moment when I have to go home and confront reality. Finally, Lauren speaks. You want me to be there? When you talk to him? No, this is something I need to do alone. But thank you. Call me after, anytime, day or night. I'll be here. I know. Thank you. She hugs me tight, then leaves. I sit alone on the bench, gathering strength for what comes next. By the time I pick up Emma from kindergarten, I've made my decision. Tonight, after Emma's asleep, I'm confronting David. No more delays, no more pretending. The truth, all of it. And then we decide what comes next. Chapter 5. The breaking point. David comes home at 9:15 p.m. 15 minutes later than he said, but close enough that I can't call it a lie. Emma's been asleep for an hour. I've been sitting in the dark living room, rehearsing what to say, how to begin. Every version sounds wrong. Too aggressive, too soft, too accusatory, not accusatory enough. There's no right way to tell your husband you know he abandoned his secret child. Sorry I'm late, he says, setting his briefcase down. Traffic was a nightmare. It's fine. He flicks on the light, sees me sitting there still as stone. Why are you in the dark? We need to talk. Those 4 words. The death knell of any relationship. He goes pale. Okay. About what? I pull out the burner phone, set it on the coffee table between us like evidence at trial. He stares at it, doesn't speak, doesn't move, just stares. I found it in the Christmas decorations, I say, voice steady despite the rage building in my chest. Read everything, saw the photos, found Madison, learned about Carter. He opens his mouth, closes it, looks at the phone like it might disappear if he concentrates hard enough. Sarah? Don't. I hold up a hand. Don't say my name like that, like you're about to explain something I'll understand. Because there's no explanation that makes this okay. He sits down heavily on the couch. How much do you know? All of it. The affair, the pregnancy, you being at the hospital when Carter was born, then walking away like he didn't exist. It's more complicated than that. How? How is abandoning your son complicated? He runs his hands through his hair, a gesture I've seen 1,000 times when he's stressed. It used to make me want to comfort him. Now it makes me want to scream. I didn't abandon him, he says quietly. I made a choice, a hard choice, to focus on the family I'd already committed to. You committed to Madison too. You told her you loved her, that you were going to leave me. I said a lot of things. I was confused, Sarah. The affair was an escape from real life, from responsibility. But it wasn't real. What we have is real. Was any of it real? Or have you been performing for 7 years? Of course it was real. I love you. I've always loved you. You love me so much. You got another woman pregnant while I was carrying your child. He flinches. That's not fair. Fair? I laugh, sharp and bitter. You want to talk about fair? Is it fair that Carter is growing up without a father? That Madison is struggling to afford daycare because you refuse to help? She chose to keep the baby knowing I couldn't be involved. You made that choice for her. She wanted you there, begged you to stay. You said no. Because I chose you. I chose our family. You chose the easier option, the one that lets you avoid consequences. He stands, starts pacing. What do you want from me? You want me to go back in time and make different choices. I can't. What's done is done. I want you to take responsibility for Carter, for what you did. I can't be a father to him, Sarah. I don't know him. He's a stranger. He's your son. Emma is my daughter. She's the one I raised, the one who knows me. Carter he's just genetics, that's all. The coldness in his voice shocks me. Do you hear yourself? You're talking about a toddler like he's a mistake you can ignore. I'm talking about reality. I can't split myself in half. I can't be a father to two families. So I chose one. I chose us. And I'm supposed to be grateful that you picked me over the woman you loved? I never said I loved her. Yes, you did, in the messages. I love you more than I've ever loved anyone. Should I read them to you? I memorized my favorites. He stops pacing, sits back down, puts his head in his hands. For a long moment, neither of us speaks. Then, quietly, he says, I don't know what you want me to say. I want you to tell me why, not the excuse version, the real reason. Why did you cheat? Why did you lie? Why did you keep that phone instead of destroying it? He's quiet for so long I think he won't answer. Then, I kept it because I couldn't let go. Because deleting those messages felt like erasing proof that it happened. That I felt something that intense. That I was loved by someone who didn't know all my flaws and mistakes. I knew your flaws. I loved you anyway. No, you loved the version of me I let you see. Madison loved me when I was falling apart, when I was scared and confused and admitting I had no idea what I was doing with my life. You needed me to be strong, to be the provider, the steady one. I couldn't show you weakness. So you showed her instead. Yes, and it was wrong. I know it was wrong, but God, Sarah, it felt good to not have to be perfect for once. I stare at him, this man I've loved for nearly a decade, and realise I'm looking at a stranger. Someone who's been performing strength while crumbling inside. Someone who chose escape over honesty. You think I needed you to be perfect? I asked quietly. Didn't you? After Emma was born, you were overwhelmed, exhausted, barely holding it together. I had to be the stable one, the one who handled everything while you recovered. I couldn't fall apart. There was no space for my shit. So, you found space with Madison? Yes. At least he's being honest now. Too late, but honest. Did you love her? I ask. Really love her, not just the idea of her. He thinks about it. Really thinks. I don't know, maybe. Or maybe I loved how she made me feel. Young, unburdened, like I could be anyone instead of just this. This being married to me. This being responsible for everything. Bills, mortgage, Emma's future, your happiness. It was crushing me, and I didn't know how to tell you. So, instead, you started a secret life. Yes. And then she got pregnant, and it all fell apart. Because suddenly, the escape had consequences. Real ones. And I panicked. You abandoned your son because you panicked. I abandoned him because I couldn't do both. And I chose the life I'd already built over the one that terrified me. Does that make you feel better? Framing it as a choice instead of cowardice? He looks at me, eyes red. No, it makes me feel like a coward every day. Good. You should. Silence stretches between us. I should feel victorious. He admitted everything, confirmed my worst assumptions, but I just feel empty. What happens now? He asks. You're going to support Carter, financially at minimum, pay child support, help with daycare, contribute to his future. Sarah? This isn't negotiable. That little boy exists because of you. You don't get to pretend he doesn't. And if I refuse? Then I file for divorce. Take Emma. Take half of everything, including that secret savings account you've been draining. You'll end up paying me alimony, child support for Emma, and Carter's mother can take you to court for her share too. Your choice. He stares at me like I've become someone he doesn't recognise. Maybe I have. You'd really do that? He asks. Destroy our family? You destroyed it. I'm just acknowledging the damage. What about Emma? What about what's best for her? What's best for Emma is learning that actions have consequences, that you don't abandon people when things get hard. That family means showing up, not running away. I showed up for her, for you. After you walked away from Carter, you only showed up because it was easier. He slumps forward, defeated. I'll pay, whatever she needs. I'll do it. And you'll meet him. Spend time with him. Be his father. I can't. You can, and you will. Not immediately. Give Madison time to adjust, to figure out how to introduce you. But eventually, you're going to be part of both your children's lives. And us? What happens to our marriage? I take a deep breath. I don't know. Right now, I can't look at you without feeling sick. So you're moving out. For a while. However long it takes me to figure out if I can forgive this. Where am I supposed to go? I don't care. A hotel, an apartment, your parents' house. Anywhere but here. When? Tomorrow. I'll tell Emma you have to travel for work. When she's older, we'll tell her the truth. All of it. He nods slowly, accepting his fate. I really do love you, Sarah. I know you don't believe that anymore, but it's true. Love isn't enough, David. It never was. He stands, moves toward the guest room, then stops. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. For all of it. I know, but sorry doesn't fix this. He leaves. I sit alone in the living room, listening to my husband pack in the other room, wondering how we got here, and whether there's any way back. Chapter 6. New Beginnings. 3 months later, I'm signing separation papers in a lawyer's office. Not divorce papers. Not yet. Just legal separation. Space to breathe, to think, to figure out if our marriage is salvageable or just a beautiful corpse we're too scared to bury. David sits across from me, looking older than his 39 years. He's lost weight, has new lines around his eyes, lives in a small apartment downtown and sees Emma every other weekend and Wednesday nights. She took it hard at first, cried, asked if it was her fault, begged us to stay together. But kids are resilient. She's adjusting, making new routines, learning that families come in different shapes. How is he? I ask as we leave the lawyer's office. Carter. David's face softens. The first real emotion I've seen from him in weeks. He's good, shy, takes a while to warm up, but he's starting to recognise me. How often do you see him? Saturdays. Madison brings him to a park near her apartment. We spend a few hours together. Last week he called me Daddy for the first time. Something in his voice breaks on that last word. Pride and pain and regret all tangled together. How did that feel? I ask. Terrifying, like I didn't deserve it. But also, right, somehow. He's my son. I can't pretend he's not anymore. It's the most honest he's been since everything fell apart. Does Madison come to these visits? At first she did, stayed close in case Carter needed her. But lately she's been giving us space, trusts me with him. That's progress. Yeah, he hesitates. She asked about you, wanted to know if you're okay. What did you tell her? That you're stronger than both of us combined. I don't feel strong. I feel like I'm barely holding it together. But maybe that's what strength is, continuing to function when everything inside you is screaming. We reach our cars, stand in the parking lot like awkward acquaintances. Emma wants to meet him, David says suddenly. My heart stops. Carter? Yeah, she's been asking about her brother. I didn't realize you told her. I didn't go into details, just said that Daddy had another family before us, and she has a brother she'll meet someday. She's been obsessed with the idea ever since. Madison suggested a play date, neutral location, both of us there. Let them meet, see how they interact. When? Next month, Emma's birthday party. Madison offered to bring Carter, if you're okay with it. Am I okay with it? My daughter meeting her half-brother at her birthday party, two families colliding in celebration of the child who knows nothing about betrayal and lies. Yes, I hear myself say. Let's do it. David looks relieved. Thank you. For this, for everything. I know I don't deserve your help. You don't, but Carter and Emma do. Fair. He gets in his car. I watch him drive away, feeling nothing. No sadness, no anger, just acceptance. This is our life now. Separated parents, coordinating schedules, and sharing children, and trying to build something functional from the wreckage. Later, I pick up Emma from school. She chatters about her day, shows me a drawing she made, two stick figures labelled me and Carter. In between them, a heart. When do I get to meet him? She asks for the 1000th time. At your birthday party, remember? Next month. That's so far away. It'll go fast, I promise. What if he doesn't like me? Baby, everyone likes you. You're wonderful. She considers this seriously. Will Daddy be there? Yes, and Carter's mommy too. What's her name? Madison. That's a pretty name. Is she nice? I think about Madison. Exhausted nurse, single mother, woman who loved my husband and lost him. Yes, she's very nice. Good. I want Carter to have a nice mommy. The simplicity of childhood. No complications, no grudges. Just acceptance that her brother exists and deserves happiness. If only adults could be so generous. That night, after Emma's asleep, I video call with Lauren. How'd the signing go? She asks. Fine, strange, final, but not final. Are you doing okay? Define okay. Fair point. She pauses. Are you dating yet? God, no. I'm barely surviving single parenthood and managing David's access schedule. Dating is the last thing on my mind. It might be good for you. Get out there, remember you're desirable. I'll think about it. Maybe after Emma's birthday, after the big meeting. How are you feeling about that? Terrified, hopeful, nauseated, all of the above. It'll be okay. Kids are weirdly good at this stuff. I hope you're right. We chat for a while longer, then say goodbye. I sit alone in my too quiet house, listening to Emma breathe through the baby monitor, thinking about impossible families and second chances. My phone buzzes. Text from Madison. Thank you for letting us come to Emma's party. Carter is so excited to meet his sister. I stare at the message. Madison and I have been texting occasionally, coordinating David's visits, sharing photos of the kids, building something that isn't quite friendship, but isn't hostility either. She's not my enemy. She's just another woman David lied to. Another person trying to build a life from his wreckage. I text back. Emma's excited too. See you next month. Then I add, thank you for giving him another chance. I know it's not easy. Her response. We're all just trying to do right by these kids. That's what matters. She's right. The kids matter. Everything else, betrayal, anger, broken trust, fades in comparison to two innocent children who deserve to know each other. I go to bed thinking about Emma's party, about watching her meet Carter for the first time, about building bridges David burned, and maybe, just maybe, about whether there's a version of our family that can survive this. Epilogue. 1 year later, the park is crowded for Emma's 7th birthday party. Kids running everywhere, parents chatting, the controlled chaos of celebration. Emma and Carter are inseparable. They've been glued together since Madison arrived, giggling and whispering secrets only siblings understand. They see each other twice a month now, supervised visits that have slowly become comfortable, natural. Madison approaches me, carrying a gift bag. "Thanks for inviting us." "Of course. Emma wouldn't have it any other way?" We watch the kids play. It's still strange sometimes, this dynamic. The ex-wife and the former mistress, united by children who share a father. But it works. Somehow, impossibly, it works. "How's Carter doing?" I ask. "Good. Really good. Having David in his life, it's made a huge difference. He's more confident, happier. And you? How are you doing?" "Better. The child support helps. I'm not drowning anymore. Got promoted at work. Actually, have savings now." She pauses. "I never thanked you properly. For pushing this. For making David step up." "You don't have to thank me. Carter deserved better. So did you. Still, what you did, forcing him to face what he'd done, to be a father to both kids, that took courage most people don't have." I shrug, uncomfortable with praise. "I just did what was right." David arrives with his girlfriend, some woman from his office he's been seeing for 6 months. Her name is Rachel. She's nice, normal, probably has no idea about the complicated history binding us all together. He approaches carefully. Hey. Party looks great. Emma planned most of it." He watches our daughter, sees her with Carter, smiles. "They're good together." "They are." His girlfriend joins us. "You must be Sarah. David's told me so much about you." "All good, I hope." She laughs. David looks uncomfortable. Madison excuses herself, goes to help her mum with the cake. David's girlfriend follows, eager to be useful, leaving David and me alone. "You seem happy," he says. "I am. You." Getting there. Therapy helps. And having both kids in my life. It's complicated, but good. Good. Pause. Then, "Sarah, I know I've said this before, but I need to say it again. I'm sorry. For everything. For the lies, the betrayal, for almost destroying the best thing in my life." "I know. Do you think—" He stops. Starts again. "Do you think there's any chance for us? Eventually?" I think about it. Really think about the man standing in front of me. The man who betrayed me, who abandoned his son, who lied for years, but also the man who finally took responsibility, who shows up for both his children now, who did the work, however late, to become someone better. "I don't know," I say honestly. "Right now, I'm focusing on Emma and building my own life. The future, we'll see." He nods, accepting. That's fair, more than fair. The kids call for cake. We gather around, sing happy birthday, watch Emma blow out candles with Carter's enthusiastic help. Later, after everyone leaves and Emma's in bed, I sit on my porch with a glass of wine, looking at stars. My phone buzzes. Text from Lauren. "Proud of you. You handled today like a champ." I smile, text back. "Thanks. Felt surprisingly normal." Another text, this time from Madison. "Thank you again for everything. You gave Carter his family back." I respond, "We're all family now. Weird, complicated family. But family. Because that's what we've become. Not what I planned, not what any of us planned, but real, messy, true. Another buzz, this time, a new number. Hi, I'm Tom. We met at the school fundraiser last month. You mentioned maybe grabbing coffee sometime. Still interested? Tom. Right. The single dad with the warm smile who made me laugh while we manned the bake sale table. Who asked for my number and actually followed up? I stare at the message. Think about David, about betrayal, about whether I can trust anyone again. Then think about Emma, growing up watching her parents navigate life after marriage. What do I want to teach her? That you curl up and die after heartbreak? Or that you keep going, keep trying, keep being open to possibility? I text back, yeah, coffee sounds good. Friday? Perfect. I'll text you details tomorrow. Looking forward to it. I set down my phone, finish my wine. Tomorrow I have a date. Tomorrow I take another step forward. But tonight I'm content with where I am. Single parent, healing heart, complicated family architect. The stranger in my bed is gone. David lives elsewhere now, building his own redemption arc. And I'm finally learning who I am without him. Not the woman I was before I found that phone. Not the wife who trusted blindly. Someone new, someone stronger. Someone who knows that love isn't enough if it's built on lies, but that families can be rebuilt if everyone does the work. I check on Emma one last time. She's sleeping peacefully. Her drawing of her and Carter taped to the wall above her bed. Tomorrow she'll ask about the party, about when she can see Carter again, about whether Daddy will ever come home. And I'll tell her the truth, age-appropriate version, that sometimes people we love make mistakes, that families change shape but love doesn't disappear, that her father is learning to be better, and that's what matters. It's not the ending I imagined when I married David 9 years ago, but it's honest, real, mine. And for now, that's enough. The end.